One of the people involved in the Tunisia beach hoax was a guy called Steve Johnson, and this is one of his friends from Leicester Tigers Rugby Forum. He came across very well, and the police training obviously fitted him to show leadership in keeping others safe. And then, of course, there's the predictable rants about Muslims and how we have to deal with them and how they're all maniacs, they're going to be doing terrorism in the UK and so on. This is all knee-jerk reaction from people who don't understand that we are faking these things. Now let's go and see more about Mr. Was it Steve Jackson? It reminds me of the Illuminati. Steve Johnson, oh yes, Steve Johnson. Now this is from the local press. Melton, it's presumably near Leicester. Melton Mowbray pork pies. Yummy. Melton Times. It says former Melton police chief cheated death in Tunisia massacre. He's the head of Melton and Rutland Police between 1988 and 1992. So basically this guy, 4-year... Now, I said to you before that I suspected that many of the people who were on holiday at this resort were either police, armed forces, or government civil servants, because these are the kind of people who can be encouraged to participate in such an event. I suggest that Mr. Johnson is a Mason. I'd be very surprised if he wasn't. Unfortunately, British Masons have a long history of treason against our country. And unlike Mr. Johnson, I am a patriot, and I would never participate in any frame-up of other people. Nothing is more evil than to frame people, especially entire communities. Don't forget, this whole thing is designed to make us hate Muslims and attack them. So apparently he was reading a book when he recognised the distinctive sounds of gunfire. We were so lucky, he said. We were reading and suddenly we heard these bursts of gunfire. Literally, if we hadn't turned right to the left, we would be dead now. It reminds me of what other people said. It's always a millimetre. They escaped by a millimetre. They were staying there with another friend, Mick Perry, who's a former chief superintendent of Leicestershire Police, and his wife Angela. An awful lot of coppers around, don't you think? We managed to get into a drainage ditch. Yeah, right next to the beach, which took us back to the spa at the hotel. I put Val in a locker in the spa room and went to find... My 30 years in the police helped me to deal with the situation. Right. My wife was quite chilled about it because she was casualty sister at Leicester Royal Infirmary. Angela's a former police officer. Right, okay. So that's right, they're all coppers then. I saw this guy wearing red shorts with a gun. So basically, you know, there's a guy with red shorts there. Right, raised tens of thousands of pounds to help orphans. Nice guy. There were some flowers left on the beach afterwards which simply said why, and that sums it all up. Yes, it does, Mr. Johnson. I want to ask you why you're participating in this bollocks, and why you are lying to the British public, and why you are assisting crimes against the British people, and of course the Tunisian people. And of course it has to be said that it's not just the British government who are treasonous. The Tunisian government participated in this event. This looks like a joint effort between the British, Tunisian and Israeli governments. Now, I'm really tired of this, and I'm also tired of being threatened because I'm speaking out about it. I believe I'm correct, but even if I wasn't, we still have the right to call out events that we believe are false. Because if people don't have the right to say what they think, then we're really fucked as a community. I said initially, when I heard about this event, and I saw the kind of people who were supposedly holidaying at this resort, these looked like a whole load of coppers, whole load of civil service, whole load of ex-army. And if you read the biographies of many of the people who turned up at this event, you'll find that most of them do fit the description. Masons, golf club members, ex-police, ex-Royal Navy, ex-civil service and so on. A very, very nice group of people who would participate in this type of event. However, I'd like you to make your own mind up about it, but always do so on the basis that you're not sure. Okay? Don't approach an issue knowing. The first upload I did on this was it's too early to tell if this is a false flag, although it looks like one based upon. So I've now done my research. I've been studying this for the last month, every day for several hours, and it is indeed a false flag. That's why Mr. Steve Johnson, former police chief, I'm afraid you're guilty of treason.